Welcome back. Oh yeah. Thrifting treasures, sewing seams, crocheting all of our 80s dreams. Vintage magic style, so sweet. Stitch by stitch to a retro beat. Yeah, that's so Tracy. That's so Tracy.
Hey, Tracy here. Welcome back to my channel where we do all things creative like crochet and cross stitch and knitting and sewing and of course thrift hauls. That is what we are doing today. It is time for another thrift haul. Editing me from the future popping back in because I wanted to tell you really quick. In posting some of the stuff and researching it, I actually discovered that something in this thrift haul is worth like over $200. So see if as you watch you can figure out what item is worth that much money, and I'll pop back in at the end and tell you which one it was. So I actually already started recording this and then realized that my microphone had died. So anyways, I am going to do my thrift haul. Now, one thing that I'm not really going to be showing you because I'm going to be doing it on my booktube channel is books that I thrifted. My actual like book haul of the books that I thrifted will be on my booktube channel, and that's Dragons and Dust Jackets, and I will link it in the description just in case you also like bookish content, because that is where I do all of that. And then I think I also might have my first Code Orange purchase in this little haul. So starting off strong, first up I found this fabric. It was 1 1/3 yards of this Halloween fabric for $2.19, and I just unrolled it and saw that the year on it is 1998, so it is in fact vintage. And I don't know, I'm thinking I might either make myself a Halloween vest out of it, like very 90s kindergarten teacher, or I might make myself one of those Halloween shelf sitters with the little like pumpkin, the little, you know, trick-or-treat pumpkin or whatever. I might make one of those, or I might have enough fabric to do both. I don't know. Keeping in that same vein, I also found this at the Goodwill in Lake City, and I'm gonna have to fix the hanger because that just ripped. But anyways, it is a fall wreath. It was $4.99, but I thought it was so cute, so I got it to hang on my door during the fall time. And keeping up with buying things out of season, I also found these Christmas cards. These are actually Susan Branch cards, and it says that there's 15 in a pack, but I'm not sure if some of them have been used or not because it's got tape on it. But these are from 2000. They were originally from TJ Maxx. And I got them because I thought it was really cute that they had a cookie recipe on the front. Next up, I have a Cooking with Dogwood Crafters cookbook. And the Dogwood Crafters, I was reading in here, were established in 1976 as a bicentennial project to preserve the unique crafts of the Southern Appalachian Mountains. This, I'm assuming, is the second printing, if it says second printing in here. So this would be from 1991. And the Smoky Mountains are like my favorite place to visit. And so I definitely think I'm going to be keeping this one myself. Plus it's blue, and I think it would just look really good in my kitchen. I did get this one probably with the intention of probably selling it. It's published by the Episcopal Day School Mothers Club in Jackson, Tennessee, and it was published in 1979. I will be posting that one, I think, on my Vinted account. I've found that recipe books do really good. I feel like people, first of all, I think some people are collecting them for the aesthetic, but also I feel like people are also wanting to just find recipes and try recipes and use cookbooks and not be Googling things so much. And I really love that and I support it. So I'm going to share the love on that one. I found this at the attic in Gainesville, but the shape of it I just thought was very 1980s. Another thing that I found, I think this was at the Haven attic in Lake City. It is a vintage Golden Guild 500 piece puzzle. And I don't know, I just thought it was really cute, and me and the boys are going to put it together just to double check and make sure all of the pieces are there. And then I will probably put that on my Vinted. Puzzles is another thing that I have found that sells really well. And again, I think kind of for the same reason. And I don't know, I think it's really cool. I also found this, and we can open it up together. It was 79 cents for all of this. And the one thing that definitely caught my eye in here was this little finished cross stitch. The back is coming out of there, but I think it's actually needlepoint. Yeah, I think that's actually like the canvas, like needlepoint on the canvas or whatever. I'll probably try to glue that back in there, but I don't know, I just thought it was so cute. But it also had this. Oh, there's another one. That one's cute too. So there's a turtle and a little train, and then there are these things, and there's a bunch of these, and I'm trying to figure out if you can cross stitch on them, or like what the point of it is. Okay, so it says Crafter's Edition Wire Xmas Ornament, 1998. So yeah, I'll have to do some research just to double check, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do like needlepoint or cross stitch or whatever on there. So I'll definitely look into that. So we have some round ones, a star one, there's a heart, and a bell, and a Christmas tree. Uh-oh, Christmas tree fell out. Christmas tree, and a different kind of bell. It was different. It's got it on the side. So, I don't know. I'll have to look that up and see, like, exactly how people can use those. Or I might try to just sell them as is. Or at least a couple of my duplicates. This I found at the Goodwill for 99 cents. It's dinosaur fabric, and it's 2 yards. So, I don't think 2 yards is going to be enough for, like, a dress. But I could probably make a skirt or a shirt out of 2 yards. If you guys know a good dress pattern that would be like you could make in like large, extra large, you know, like the bigger sizes, with only 2 yards, let me know where I could find that pattern. Then I found this wicker chair that I guess you could use for dolls or whatever, but I'm probably going to use it for a plant stand. Maybe. I don't know. It has seen better days. It's got a couple of little spots in there where it's broken. So I think I'm going to have to go in there and kind of glue some of these things back together. But I thought that was really cute. I also grabbed this tree topper because it was half off. So it was like $1.50, I think. But the dress itself and the colors, it just reminded me of the angel tree topper that we had as a kid growing up. This one I will probably put on my Vinted so that somebody else can put it on their tree and enjoy it. So this one I thought was interesting. It's a reprint of a 1908 How to Dress an Old-Fashioned Doll. And I got it from Goodwill. So it does have a little like nameplate thing in here. It says Florence Peltier, maybe, from Betsy, Christmas 1973. So yeah, it's got like different sewing techniques. And then just different pictures in there of dolls and things like that. Different like patterns in it to make clothes for dolls. So I'll put that on my Vinted. This one I think would make a pretty display book. It's patchwork and applique, and it also probably came from the same person's collection because it also has a nameplate in it, and it says 1977, so it was a Christmas gift, I guess, in 1977. Somebody cut out one of the little things right there. But I mean, you could use it for that if you wanted to. Oh, they cut out a couple of different things in here. But you definitely could use it for that. You could use it for journaling or things like that. I found another 2-yard thing of fabric that is space. And so again, I would love to make a dress out of it, but I don't think I could. I guess maybe I could try to find solid fabric that would be matching, and I could do like the skirt in the pattern and the bodice in a plain color, maybe. Or vice versa. I don't know. I found a bunch of embroidery hoops. So there is, I think, 2 10-inch ones. These are definitely older. The 2 in the middle look like they're probably newer. But yeah, these on the outside are definitely older. But I paid $2 for the whole thing of 4 of them. Okay, I also found a 1988 Collector's Series Hallmark bell ornament. It is Betsy Clark Home for Christmas. Okay, I'll have to look at the story behind these because it says on here, for a mother and dad who are warmly loved, Christmas 1986. So maybe it was a series where they put people's letters onto an ornament, or you know, like when you write a card and you put the little like inscription or whatever on the card. But anyways, I think that's very cute. I have started decorating my Christmas tree with like all vintage ornaments, and I really enjoy it. It's not Pinterest worthy, but being able to just like let go and let my kids decorate the tree and not worry about if it's perfect, I don't know, it kind of feels better to me than when I used to like place each ornament very particularly with all of my Hobby Lobby Pinterest worthy ornaments. A couple of VHS movies. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Jaws, which is a excellent summer ween movie, I think. Also no mold, in great condition. So speaking of mold, I know this one doesn't have any because I found a Babes in Toyland and I pulled it out and it was just covered in mold. And I was so sad because I love this movie. But there was a second copy sitting right there and it didn't have any mold, so I grabbed that. And then the movies were like 4 for $5 or something like that. I think it must have been because that's all that I see right here. But, so I sent Wyatt back to grab another one, and he grabbed Top Gun. He was like, is that a good movie? I was like, yeah, that's a good movie. Okay. Apparently, I have several Code Orange things to share with you. This was... Oh, it was a white tag, so this was only like $1. I found an international stoneware Christmas plate that's like tree shaped. It was only 99¢, and so I need to research this pattern. Obviously, like, I know international, I use international dishes. The marmalade is the pattern that I use. So I got to see, like, if that one is something that people might want, or it might be our new Santa Christmas cookie plate. I don't know. This was marked $1.99, but it was half off. It was used as a planter because it's kind of dirty in there, so I might wash it out. But it would be cute as a little planter or a little trinket thing. I think that was really cute, so I grabbed that. I got a Precious Moments bell. It is missing the little ringer part, but this was only $1.99. And I love the Precious Moments stuff. It's very nostalgic for me. I had a Precious Moments Bible that we had when I was growing up, and I just remember thinking that it was so cute. My mother-in-law also had a bunch of Precious Moments things, and so I kind of have my own little collection, so that will be staying. Next up is something that I bought for myself off of Vinted. This is Don't Change. So this is, I guess, just the single. Okay, so the sleeve, I love how old and worn it looks, but so side one, okay, so it's the Decadence. So side one has black and white and To Look at You. And then side two has The One Thing and Here Comes Two. And they're like extended versions and remixes and stuff like that. And while I have every single NXS album, I don't have all of the, like, the singles and the you know, like the remakes and stuff like that. So I'll have to look. This is not what goes in here, though. That's not what goes in there, because this is supposed to be Don't Change and You Never Used to Cry and Golden Playpen. And that's not what's in here. Aw. That's kind of sad. So I'll have to try to find the actual case for the Decadence. Like, I wanted the Decadence. You know, I want to collect anything that I don't have that's in excess. So there's that. But I do wish that that's what went in here. Now I can't get it in. Anyways, I think I paid like $5 for it on Vinted. So regardless of what it actually, I'm just glad it's in excess that was in it and not something else. I would have been highly upset. I grabbed this board game. Red was the color of the week, and so this was only 99¢. This one, though, it has like it came through a church or something. So it contains standard components plus Christian-oriented topics. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I thought it was interesting, and it was only 99¢. So I'm sure somebody out there likes old board games and would want to give that one a try. I grabbed this zipper again. I'm working on my sewing, and I haven't sewed anything yet that had a zipper, but I have one if I need it. So speaking of crafty stuff, I have a lot of the next few things is going to be crafty stuff. So this is a half done Afghan with yarn and crochet needle is what it says. It's a hook, but not everybody crochets. It just looks like a just plain granny square stitch, and there is one thing of black, one thing of gray, and then there's some gray, like a part of a gray, and a little ball of the black in there. So I don't know, I've kind of got it with the idea of doing like a thrift flip video. Like, I've seen where people have done those, and I think it's really cute. So This is kind of different though because it's just an unfinished project, but it was like $3. So I don't know. I may finish the project or I may salvage the yarn. I'm not sure. Okay, so my camera died, so I had to charge it. And now I'm back to it. So first up is this needlework kit that is 4 jeweled angels that are holiday covers, like the switch plate covers. And so it gives you all of the materials you need to make that. We looked this up, and I'm pretty sure it was from the 70s. Let's see. 1971. So I grabbed this one. These were, I bought these full price and they were $3.99. Most of them were $3.99, which is more than I would usually pay for something like this, but they were very old and they were unopened. And so I figured that any that I don't want to do myself, I'll just sell to somebody else that would collect them and enjoy them like I would. I love finding vintage, like cross stitch and things like that, and doing them. But anyways, this one, that's one. I also found this one that, again, is still sealed in the package with all of the materials that you need. This one is a crewel stitchery. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you can see it right there. It is a crewel stitchery picture. And so it's, yeah, a little Christmas tree kit. But I paid $3.99 for that one as well, so. I also found this one, which makes a wreath. And again, it has everything that you need in there. I love the eyelet lace. And I really like that. I think it's cute. I mean, I think it would also make a cute pillow. Like a wreath-shaped pillow would be cute. I also got this dimensions counted cross stitch. Again, this is brand new in the package. It has everything in it. This is $19.96. I just thought it was really cute with the birds. Now this one is the one I was most excited about. So this is again one of those crewel embroidery kits. Brand new factory sealed packaging. It has the frame. It has all of the yarn. And according to Google, this was released in the late 1960s. And so I just think that that is really cool. That is that old. And it has been unopened all of these years. I found this little trinket dish. It was only 89¢, but I feel like this is probably one. I have a compote dish that has a very similar pattern in it, and so I went ahead and I grabbed that. I also found 2 of these Corelle plates, and I looked up the pattern and now I can't remember what the name of it was, but I think these would be really cute on a plate wall or as like a little Easter or spring kind of tablescape or whatever. I know there's only 2 of them, but I just think that would be really cute. And I can't remember, they were less than $1 a piece, but I can't remember exactly how much they were. I have even more vintage craft goodies here. So I have a cross stitch leaflet, but it's got like this country alphabet sampler. It's got this picture here that's like an Amish farm, and then it's got 2 of these like country window designs. And I thought it was cool because I have like these pillows, or pillowcases that have like the cross stitch fabric on them, and I thought it was really cool that they took the design from the sampler and put it on the pillow. And so I kind of had the creative juices flowing of, oh, I could just pick and choose what I want to put on there. I don't have to actually follow like a specific pattern. But anyways, I thought that was really cute, so I grabbed that. Here's another leaflet that's bouquets for fingertips. And it's just floral designs that you could put like on the edges of like dish towels and things like that. And they're kind of meant to be like an edge of something so it could keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like you could put it on the bottom of like a sweater or like the sleeve of a sweater. I've seen where people have done like the cross stitch onto clothes. Now, this I paid 59 cents for, and it is knit pullovers. So this is very 80s. Let me see. Yes, 1986. So perfectly middle of the 80s knit patterns here. And knitting is one of the things that I am going to be working on. I'm going to be learning. I already have the stuff for my very first knit project, and you guys are going to think that I am insane for what I picked for my first one. But I got this for me so that I could knit some very 80s sweater shirts. Well, pullovers. There is a filet crochet Merry Christmas booklet. This was originally $5.50 and I paid 59 cents. So there is just a bunch of Christmas filet crochet patterns in here. And one of the things that I would like to do is I want to learn all of the different kinds of crochet. So I'm going to learn to do Tunisian. I want to learn to do filet crochet. Like I get the concept, but I've never actually done it. And so I would like to do it. But I would love to do one of those where it's like the house or whatever, and then you put your name, your last name on there. I would love to do that. And so I grabbed this because I figured it would be good practice having something that's filet crochet, and then I could maybe include it in my Christmas gifts or something like that. So there is that. Also, I grabbed this cross stitch booklet that is Christmas in miniature, and it just has little miniature cross stitch designs in it. Just a bunch of little Christmas designs. Here is another little cross stitch magazine. This was $2.95 back in 1994. Yeah. So this is holiday quilt patterns. And so it's just got, okay, that's cute. A little wreath. There is a Bearkin Christmas by Del Burdett. Del Burdett did a lot of the blue ribbon geese crochet kits that I've collected to eventually make and put on my wall. So as you can see, it's a lot of bears and Christmas designs. And then it has the alphabet so that you can add like names and stuff. Also grabbed this one that's 101 ornaments for Christmas. So this seems to have cross stitch, but it also I think has some of that plastic canvas stuff, whatever that's actually called. And I actually have some of that plastic canvas, and so I would eventually like to make some like Christmas ornaments out of it. Okay, what I like about these is that the images are colored, and so I think that would just make it a lot easier when you're doing your pattern. It's much easier to see. Very, very cute. There's also this Fast and Festive 50 Christmas Designs that was published in 1997. Okay, I found these. These were 49 cents a piece, and they're like Christmas bookmarks. So they are from 1987 and from 1990. And they're sealed in the packaging. And so I thought that was very cute. I grabbed that. And some more Christmas cross stitch. Again, just I like collecting craft magazines and things like that from like the 80s and 90s. I did grab 2 magazines. I think these came from the thrift store that we went to in Gainesville. This is from 1996, and it is Best Ideas for Christmas. But there are cross-stitch patterns in there. There's sewing patterns, it looks like, or maybe felt patterns. There's recipes. Just all kinds of craft stuff. Very cute. And then I also grabbed this one that is Magic Crochet from 1990. But there is some pretty filet crochet in here as well. Yeah, that's really cute. Look at that filet crochet project. That is beautiful. Yeah, I might look through there and see if I can find something. Ooh. It's a goose. I could do that and frame it and put it in my kitchen. Anyways, so I think that is all of that sort of thing. So next up is just all of the VHS tapes, I think. Anyways, so these are the movies that I got at the Haven place in Lake City. So we got Dr. Dolittle. That's one of Wyatt's favorite movies. I got Anastasia, Man of the House, Misery. I was very excited to get that. One of my favorite Stephen King movies. My Cousin Vinny, Christmas Vacation. That's my favorite Christmas movie. Dr. Dolittle 2. This, I think, is actually Wyatt's favorite, is the second one. The Bodyguard. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Like the claymation one, I guess. Snow Day. And if you want some nostalgia, there is one of the Nickelodeon orange tapes for you. And then the Wedding Planner. Oh, and there's something about Mary. I think, yeah, because it doesn't have a Goodwill sticker on it. So I got that one from there as well. All of those were 25 cents a piece, which is a very good price. So also at the Goodwill, I forgot about this one. I grabbed one called this puzzle called Exploding Kittens. That was a red sticker, so I got it for 99 cents. And while it has been opened, the pieces are still sealed in the packaging, so all of them should be there because it's still sealed from the factory. All of these were 99 cents a piece. I got 101 Dalmatians, Miracle on 34th Street, yeah, the Aristocats, Peter Pan, Little Giants, A Troll in Central Park. This was one of my favorites as a kid. The Parent Trap, Alice in Wonderland, American Pie, It Takes Two, and Our Lips Are Sealed. So some of those we do already have copies of, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them on my Vinted. But a lot of those we're just going to be keeping. No mold on any of them. I've already checked. And then next up, I just have a few things that I've bought for myself. Oh, wait, I forgot something. One more thing that's not stuff that I bought on Vinted. So I saw this. There were a couple of mixing bowls there that look very similar to this one, but this one just looks slightly different. And so I did look it up, and it is, in fact, milk glass. It was $4.99, and this is the glass bake made for Sunbeam. And I looked it up, and it is worth a little bit of money, so I did go ahead and buy it at $4.99. I usually don't spend that much on something, but I did go ahead and grab it because it is milk glass. And then the stuff that I got on Vinted, this was a set of 3 movies, and I specifically got it for the Scooby-Doo's A Nutcracker Scoob. So I got it because of this, but it did also come with It's Christmas Time Again, Charlie Brown, and Atlantis, Milo's Return. Both of these are fine, perfect, no problems with them. I think I spent $4 or $5 on all three of them. But she sent me a picture that this one was like kind of cracked right here. And she offered to replace it. And I was like, no, I'll see if it still works. But then when it got here, it has mold on it. So I do think I'm going to invest in a cleaner to clean the mold. Just when I find kind of like some more obscure movies, I guess, that I'm worried that I might not be able to find again, so that I can clean the mold off of them. I found yarn bobbins. So if you watched my Father's Day crochet video, I was attempting to make bobbins and I did not have any yarn bobbins, and I found these on Vinted for like $3, and so I bought those. I got some tapes for my tape player in the kitchen. I got Prince $19.99 because of course I did, and then an excess kick. As you can see, it's not in here because it's currently in the tape player. I put it on, listen to the whole side, flip it over, listen to the whole side, flip it over, and start all over again. And then I think the last thing, it's not the last thing, but I don't feel like walking over there to get the other stuff. I also have a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 The Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley movies that I'm going through and I'm watching. I watched one, and the nostalgia, like, it just hits you. The little songs and the stuff like that, and it's like, oh my gosh, I remember this. But then also it hits you the very corny acting in it, and you're like, oh, okay, these are not as good as I remember them being as a kid. Anyways, I also bought these vintage, like, sweaters. They're sweater shirts, pullovers, I guess, according to my little booklet with the knitting patterns. So this is like a short sleeve sweater. It's got the pinks and the blues. There obviously isn't a year on there, but it does have a vintage tag in it. And this one I know has to be vintage because it has shoulder pads. I love it. So I have this one's actually long sleeve. So I have a long sleeve sweater and that one. I think I got them both for like $4 or $5. I can't remember. So I think that's everything except my Code Orange purchases. So Hobby Lobby had their fall stuff on sale 40% off. And first I grabbed this. This was not on sale, but I was caught up in the orange. And so I did buy this Crafter's Secret Cotton to make some like dishcloths out of. And I also bought these pumpkin dish sponges. So they've got like the scrubby kind of sponge on bottom, but then in between they've just got like the soft kind of sponge. So mostly probably for decoration, but also, I don't know if you can tell, but see how it's got the pumpkins on the packaging too? I'm probably going to cut those out and put them in a journal or something because they're just so cute. Now, this, out of the fall stuff, this was the one thing that I saw. Actually, now I might go back and get the other thing that looks like this, because there's another one that looks very similar. But this was the one thing that I saw when they first put fall out, like a month or so ago. They first put it out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. I'm going to hang this up in my library. It is a bookstore, but on the glass, they have like the trees and all of this stuff, like the pumpkins and all of that, is actually on the glass, so it looks 3D. And then also they have like, I don't know, some kind of a glue that they put texture on here. So like the flowers and the pumpkins, the ladder, all of that kind of stuff, like has a texture to it because they like took and brushed this like glue on there. And I just think that's gorgeous. And I will hang it up in my library and it will hang there forever because like it's so my vibe. It is so my vibe. Now, the bookshop part itself looks a little weird because it's like not the spines of the books. It's like they've got the books on the shelf backwards and upside down and stuff. Whatever. I mean, it's their bookstore. They can do what they want. That is it. Definitely check out my Vinted account for more things like this. I have a ton of stuff listed on there, and I need it to be gone from my home. The stuff that I'm getting rid of. I have a pile of stuff, and I'll flip you around and let you look at it real quick. Hold on. Do you see that pile of stuff over there? That is, for the most part, things that I have already taken pictures and posted. There are some things that I haven't, those blankets, some of that glass stuff that's like up here. You can see I just shoved our video collection on that bottom shelf in that china cabinet because I just don't have any room right now. So I'm definitely going to do something different about that as we're collecting more movies. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff that I'm selling. Definitely go and check it out and fund my future thrifting adventures, or my thrifting addiction probably is more accurate. But that is it for today's video. Until next time, bye guys. If you said that one of the $3.99 embroidery kits was what was worth $200, you would be correct. This Tree of Peace, which is in the Christmas collection by Paragon, is actually a highly collectible piece, completed depending on where you're selling it. It says completed. These things can go anywhere from $250 to $1,250. That's $1,250. But the new unopened kits, which is what I have, are anywhere between $190 and $300. So this is currently on eBay, and I shot my shot. I put it at buy now $250, started bids at $100. It doesn't have any bidders yet, but it does have a lot of watchers. So we'll see what happens. And if you are one of the people that collects 70s cross stitch, not cross stitch, it's embroidery, 1970s to 1980s embroidery kits, and I even asked, like, it's a 1982, it's not like the original first year that this particular design was created. I asked if it was still valuable if it was the 1982 one, and I said yes. They're just collectible. Who knew? I did not. Anyways, I guess that is your sign to go thrifting, maybe, because you might find something that you love, but you might also find something that will fund your next like 3 thrift hauls.